Good evening, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome to Book Club. Of course, tonight we are going to be discussing a book that is very near and dear to my heart. And I'm going to try something a little different, and I hope it works for us. If not, we'll go back to the typical format of me preloading a bunch of notes and then getting ready to chop it up. First, allow me to say welcome to each and every one of you. Welcome in. I hope you've had a wonderful day and are ready for book club tonight. Of course, our book is Rhinoceros Success. Tonight, I kind of want to go through the book and hit the highlights as they're laid out by our author, Scott Alexander. And as you enter the room, of course, please hit like. And if you haven't already done so, of course, please subscribe. I'm so very happy to have you here. If you would please, hey Denise, welcome in. Do me a favor, pop into the chat, say hello, and let me know that you're in the room. I'd love to be able to greet you. I am glad it has been a wonderful day. It's been an interesting day for me. I got the opportunity before we get started in talking about this to listen to my son advocate for himself as a young adult with an intellectual disability. You're always in the protect mode. It's really amazing when I get to see him in his element, advocating for himself and reminding me a lot of what I poured into him stuff. So there is that. Who else is with us tonight? I certainly would love to know, but in the meantime, in between time, we have an hour. And as I always tell you all to eat, drink your water, and if meds are appropriate to take them, I have all of those things still to do. So we're going to get started with this book. Now, this book is for me. When I first started reading this book and then rereading this book, I was almost 21. Thank you, Denise. I was almost 21. I was a mom to be, and I really was not in a good mental headspace. I certainly wasn't in a good financial headspace. And I was kind of banging from wall to wall. I had, experience as a daycare provider, but I never really earned the kind of money that I thought could, support me and a child on the way. So I had to make some pivots. One of those pivots was going to work as a front desk receptionist. Hey there, Sunshine. Hi. Welcome in, Marty. And as that receptionist, like I said, I wasn't in the best headspace. I can't say I was depressed, but I wasn't motivated. I didn't have the personality and the drive to be a good mom, to be a good anything. And my boss saw something in me. He saw that I was really, really good. Hey, Amanda, welcome in with connecting with the people that I spoke to on the telephone. So he said, I want you to go home and read this book. And I'm thinking, this is the book he hands to all the sales team. I'm not here for sales. I'm not going to be going out selling anything. Little did I know, this book, this book would totally change my life. And I will share with you this book tonight. And I want to start not with the whole concept in the forward. I want to start with chapter one. Thank you, Marty, for greeting everyone. And he opens our book with the art of charging. The secret of success is naturally becoming a rhinoceros. In fact, my wish for you is to wake up tomorrow morning a fully grown 6,000-pound rhinoceros. Imagine the look on your spouse's face finding you in bed. Oh, the fun of being a rhinoceros. And hey, Louise, welcome in and thank you for being here. I'm I'm like, okay, this is insane. This man wants me to be a what? A rhinoceros? Marty obviously read the book and I'm laughing because if you've gotten on the other side of this book, you understand why she said that. the concepts of what a rhinoceros is, just a little bit of understanding. Rhinoceros, hey Beverly, welcome in. Thank you for being here tonight. Um, Rhinoceros don't have peripheral vision. They can't see what's going on the side of them. There, I was 17. Okay, all right. um, Nonetheless, they don't know what's happening on the side of them. They only see what's in front of them. And that type of mindset is the mindset you need in order to set goals. If you set a goal like is like you'll depict in whatever your life, whether you are a content creator, a designer, a crocheter, a singer, a painter, whatever, you start out with a blank canvas. But the first thing you need to fix is your mindset. So he discusses the fact that rhinos charge. They get up not in the morning to an alarm clock or their alarm phone, they get up to an opportunity clock because they wake up ready to charge. They get themselves together, they brush their horn, they look in the mirror, and they don't see that person who isn't so sure about the day. They already know who they are. They're rhinos. So they take that mindset and they get charging mad. How dare the world expect them to be anything less than a rhino? They know who they are, they know what they are, and your expectation of them means nothing because all they know is themselves. It is indeed the alter ego. It is my alter ego. And this is just a small representation. I have a much larger rhino in my living room. And occasionally when I do interviews, hey Angelise, welcome in. Hello, Sugar Diamond. But that rhino represents a damn the torpedoes type attitude that I have. Starting a content career opportunity for me was big because nobody's telling me, oh, Michelle, you can start a YouTube channel and you can monetize it and you can do all the things. Okay, what's the name? Of the green rhino, his name is Russ. Of me, Michelle. And yes, I too am a rhino. But the idea that I have to live an average life makes me angry. I don't. Oh, she's talking about the book. So, Rhinoceros Success is the name of the book. The author's name is Scott Alexander. And he teaches us to charge massively. Set a goal. Go after that. My spelling is horrid. Oh, honey, nobody cares. Rhinos don't worry about spelling. We say what we say and you get it. You know, and we're good with that. So he also talks about one of the characteristics of a rhino having 2-inch thick skin. It's okay, Denise. Marty caught my thoughts and corresponded accordingly. Nonetheless, with 2-inch thick skin, rhinos charge through things. And yes, they get hit by brush and torpedoes, and all of that's fine because they're not bothered by little simple things. They don't get stuck in the minutia of things. Hey, VJ, welcome in, and I'm so glad to see you here. And the real secret of success, as he put it, before I discovered Rhinoceros Success, I was confused. I had and still do have a whole shelf full of books promising the secret of success. Some said it was written goals. Some said you have to dress for success. Others said winning friends and influencing animals. Some preached ridding yourself of bad habits such as drinking liquor. My headset is on my neck, I promise, and it's on, and my microphone is right there. Let me guess, I'm hard to hear. I apologize. Um, as he said all of that, he said he did all those things and he got nowhere. The key, honestly, was charging towards his goals, setting goals, and having a single mindedness towards said purpose, whatever that goal was. and always be recognizing the opportunity to do what you want to do. I found that when I set a goal for something, if I pursued that with only that as my goal, most often I achieved it. And if I didn't achieve it, then I recognized maybe this wasn't my direct pathway and I changed. I don't waste a lot of time chasing dreams that are not going to get me what I want. And he further explains about being alert of opportunities and charging down opportunities. In other words, if you set a goal for it, don't just say, oh, I want to be a millionaire by the time I'm whatever age, but make a plan. Don't just throw out, amazing dreams and have no plan to make that action happen. Rhinoceros fuel. This cracks me up. What is exactly that turn a lazy, contented, do nothing cow into energetic, powerful, charging rhinoceros? There must be something responsible for this transformation, something that perhaps we can isolate, analyze, and use to our advantage. What would cause a rhinoceros to charge, sometimes against seemingly insurmountable difficulties? And what keeps that rhino charging? Why doesn't he quit raising a ruckus in the jungle and relax like a quiet cow? What is it that drives him? It's perpetual energy. And for most of us, the perpetual energy is recharging our bodies, recharging our minds, eating good foods, taking care of ourselves. And he, I love the artistry in this book. Let me see if I can do this correctly. I love that rhino. And I'm sorry, there's also a picture in there that I don't want to share, but it's one of my mindset pictures. The 3-ton rhino snorting and charging at full speed at an opportunity, mowing down obstacles that were in his way. Believe in your success. That one statement is a pivot for most people. Believe in your success. If you have the mindset that you are going to be whatever, a writer, a singer, a whatever, believe in the ability to do exactly that. Believe me, the first time I made a video for this channel, I hoped, but I wasn't fully sold on the ability of me making a connection with all of you. And the more I made those videos, the more excited I got about getting up and creating a video. What did I want to say to the person on the other side of that camera watching on their phone or their television or their computer? And I didn't just want to sit here and, oh, well, I woke up this morning, I bought some yarn. No, that's not who I am. That's not how I operate. And I could be asleep. So if I'm going to get up and sit in front of all of you, I was going to use a rhinoceros mentality to address you. I want to share things with you, not just my passion for crochet or yarn or planning or whatever else. I'm sorry, I'm tapping that thing and I realize it's probably tapping in your ear. Nonetheless, I wake up with the mission to share information. I wake up with the mindset to motivate you, to encourage you, to support you, and to love on you. And with that mindset, I get up at 3:30 in the morning, read my things that fuel my soul and my mind, make my coffee, and then I sit down right in front of my iPad and I share what I'm thinking. Hopefully it connects with most of you. You have to believe in your success. You have to decide if success is what you want, that success is yours. Rhinos are naturally high. And no, that doesn't mean they go out and they do inappropriate things to or with their bodies. Instead, they're motivated, they're excited, they're enthusiastic towards achieving their goal. And I think that's the thing that in the mornings when you guys see me smiling, that's why I'm smiling. Because I'm excited about the opportunity to connect with someone new. In chapter 2, he talks about rhinoceros training. And the number one thing that I took away from it is it's all in your mind. He opens the book talking about waking up as a rhino. Can you imagine waking up tomorrow morning and you know what you look like? You see you every day, but waking up and stepping into your bathroom and in the mirror, you don't see you, you see a rhino. That would blow your mind. It would probably make you go back to bed and check yourself for a fever or some kind of mental health condition. But if you can get past the silliness of the statement and see yourself as the success you want to be, you're more than likely going to become exactly that. I had no experience as a sales manager. After reading this book and telling my boss, Chris, I want to be the sales manager. He goes, well, what do you have to say that a person who does sales needs to hear? I said, this book said it for me. I'm just going to remind them what they heard. That was all I needed to say. He gave me the job. I made twice as much money as a sales manager that I did as a front desk receptionist. More importantly, I was able to stack and create the money that I needed to take care of myself and take care of my daughter. And what I loved about all of it was I started making connections with people who were salespeople. They taught me how to teach them. What could be better? I learned a few other things along the way, like praise in public, punish in private. That's a whole nother thing. And that's kind of from my background, having gone to a military school. But back to the book. Declare yourself a rhino. Okay, maybe you don't want to be a rhino. Bless your heart if you don't. I'm a rhino. It is who I am. But whatever you declare yourself to be, a content creator, a writer, whatever you declare yourself to be, then be exactly that. Don't pretend. Don't, oh, well, I want to be a whatever. You either are or you aren't. You're living or you're not. And if you're living, then you have the opportunity to be the success you want to be. So just be that. It's really not that difficult if you just do it. And he gives us an exercise with declare yourself a rhino. And I've done my portion of the exercise, but he tells us before you begin anything else, put this book down. Well, if you don't have the book in hand, we'll improvise. And if you want to do this exercise with me right now, I would love for you to. If you're not ready to, I understand. I do. Thick skin, powerful, amazing horns. Yes, a rhino I will be. Yes, I love having a rhino family. He tells us to get a 3x5 index card and a pen. If you don't have one of those available, grab a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil, whatever you have handy to write with. And he says, write down this statement. I am a rhinoceros. I have a damn the torpedo spirit. I am full of energy and I can't wait to get up in the morning to start charging. And if you think I jest about whether or not I wrote it, I did. And this is a rewrite because I have a card in my bathroom that says the same thing. And on the second card, he wants you to write a sentence announcing the fact that you have reached the goal you were going for and the date you want to have it be reality for you. For example, if you want to start a tap dancing school for rhinoceros, you should write, I am the successful owner of a tap dancing school for rhinos, which opens for business in July of 2015. Well, if that's your story, stick to it. My story, I am the monetized content creator of YesMichelle Crochets, and I was fully monetized before March 21st, 2025. Yeah, that card's in the bathroom too. I have to go to the bathroom multiple times a day. I see that card every single time. And I'm glad for it because I need the reminder of what I'm getting up for, what I make sure I go to bed for, why I'm fueling my body, what my why is when I'm too tired or I don't feel well or I need to ask for help so I can learn how to better do what I'm doing. So, if some of you are watching me and thinking, how does she achieve what she's achieved thus far? Well, of course, with help. I don't dare tell you I did this all by myself. I didn't. I've had a lot of amazing mentors around me who've leaned into me and said, you need to do XYZ. Or if you do this, you'll achieve that. Those opportunities are not things that I dismiss or ignore. I'm passionate about the things that I do. I think others see my passion and they want to help me do the things I'm doing. It's Rhino Relationship 101. Of course, with anything, you have to take action. If you've decided that you want to be more successful, or you want to lose weight, or you want to do whatever, you want to design everything you wear in crochet form, do that. But it starts with taking action. Rhinoceros Relationship 101. It seriously is. Um, he talks about having rhino portraits around you. Maybe, like I said, a rhino isn't who you want to be, but you know you want to be a clothing designer. You should have pictures around you of people who design clothes. Denise says, you are such a ray of sunshine. You know how to motivate and make people smile and think. Love it. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. I appreciate that. I received that. Maintain your rhino spirit. You just charged out of bed. You showered and dressed, and you're enjoying a hot cup of muddy water. You guys hear about my coffee every morning because I do love it. You pick up the Animal Daily and scan the front page. Dollar drops to new low. Water shortage predicted for the summer. 40 rhinos killed in a bus tragedy. Um, no, we do not allow ourselves to invest in negative things, negative thinking, or negative actions. One of the things I don't do, mostly because I get very amped very easily in a very inappropriate way, I don't watch the news. Not because I don't care, not because I can't make a difference, but that's not where my passion lies. That steals my joy, that steals my energy. So I don't let that in. Rhinos don't need to know what happened to the cows in the pasture over there. We're charging. Let's go. So I surround myself with other successful people. I encourage others to see what I'm doing, see that it's working, and join me on my quest to charge forward. I'm inviting each and every one of you to join me in pursuing our passions. See, protect one's peace. Yes. And the next thing he speaks of in the book is as you associate, so you become. That is completely true. If I associate with people who are down and negative and everything is woe is me and oh, my back hurts and my neck, honey, I have aches and pains and I've got diagnosis that would run the whole wall. Yeah, that's cute. I'm still a rhino. I'm still charging. I'm still pretty dang amazing. Read good books. The whole reason I do this book club every Wednesday isn't just to tell you, oh, I read this book and it was amazing, life changing. Yeah, I'm doing all of that. I admit it. I intentionally do that. But more importantly, I feed my mind, and what I'm feeding my mind, I'm trying to feed to you because I want you to be the successes that you want to be. Plan on a prosperous rhinoceros. I get up and do all that I do for this channel, and currently it generates me no money. I admit that. I'm totally transparent for now. Not to say I won't be transparent later, but this will be a monetized channel. This will be an income generating opportunity for me because I go by the mindset that if it doesn't make money, does it really make sense? I am one person responsible for myself and the financial responsibility of my adult son. My daughter doesn't need my money. She enjoys it, but she doesn't need it. So if I'm going to invest the time, education, and attention to grow this flower, aka channel, it needs to pay me back. It needs to feed me as I feed it. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time. And in case you don't know, I can't ride a bike. I don't ride a bike because it's not going to get me where I want to go when I can get in my car and get there faster. Plans do change. I love that after he discusses plan on being a prosperous rhinoceros, he tells you plans do change. This is something I've told you all since the beginning about the need to pivot. You just saw it last week. I read a book, did not serve my spirit. In fact, it irritated me. So what did I do? I changed the book. I told you, don't buy that book. Instead, invest your time in learning about Rhinoceros Success. And I can guarantee you, this book was definitely a better choice for me and for you. So there is that. What are goals? Hey, sugar, sugar. Um, Goal setting should be a part of your planning. If you are just haphazardly running through the jungle of life, you are going to run into a whole bunch of unnecessary trees. You might end up in some quicksand, and Lord help you if you run into a patch of water you can't run through. So instead, set goals, map out your plan, and then charge. Charge excitedly, charge enthusiastically. And if you're smart, find other rhinos to charge with you. You can cover a lot more land with a bunch of rhinos than you can with a bunch of cows who are going to stop at the next patch of grass. You have to give to get. I set this whole book club up not just because I like to read, not just because I want to talk about books. I could talk to myself. My son has told me plenty of times, you will have the best conversation talking to you. I talk to me every morning. I'm talking to me right now. The fact that I get to see your comments is a bonus. But at the end of the day, there's nobody in the room but me. So that's who I'm talking to. I'm looking at a little spot on an iPad, and yet you feel like she's looking directly at me. And I am. So you have to give to get. I'm giving you information that I know to be true. I am showing you how to succeed. I am also showing you when something doesn't work, how to publicly pivot without having to hold your head down. Not everything I'm going to do is the right decision. It might be the right decision in that moment and then no longer be the right decision. I hope my examples give you the emboldenedness you need to do the things you want to do. And I'm laughing because my daughter just sent me a text message. Sell yourself. I found this one particularly interesting that you are your best product. If you're in the sales community, whether you sell plants or yarn or you sell your art, the first thing you sell is you. It starts with you getting the job. Whether the job is somewhat someone else's employment or you're selling you as the representation of your business. You are the key factor. You are the product they're buying. I often hear, and I've often been told, I really liked you. So that's why I learned more about what you do. I have a home daycare. They're not buying the 30 something years of daycare experience. They're buying my confidence, my personality, my enthusiasm for their family, for them, and for their children. So when they lean into the possibility of having me, hey, Cecilia, be their child care provider, they're leaning into the fact that they bought into me. I will freely tell you, as I will tell them, I'm not the least expensive child care provider available. I am the best, at least to me. And I think I'm going to be the best for them. I'm going to put in every bit of my rhino mindset to help their child be amazing and to help them be great parents in the process. I do the same thing with this channel. I happened to do one interview, and man, I was excited. I was so excited that I said, this is something I need to lean more into. And I do, and I will. You will see me communicate with other content creators, other people who aren't content creators, but have a story to share that I think you will enjoy. So you can expect you will see me have more conversations. But the key, the first thing, is to introduce you and sell you on me. Take a rhino rest. This for me is difficult, but not impossible. And I am learning every day why. Take a rhino rest at least 2 times a year. Take a week off and go lay in the mud. Now, I'm not going to lay in the mud. Your girl is bougie. I shall not get dirty. However, the week between Christmas and New Year's, and at least 1 week in the month of July, I take off. I don't do daycare. I am nobody's anything. I am only here for me. I reconnect with my adult children. I reconnect with friends I don't often get to see. It's all about me and my arrogance and my attitude. And I squirrel and I spin and I do all the things that recharge my batteries. Because, like I said, I'm a mom of an adult who has to rely on me to make sure the wheel keeps spinning. Now, mind you, this young man can do a lot of things on his own and he does them well. But at the end of the day, I have to set in place the blocks that he climbs on to achieve the goals that he has. The next thing after a rhino rest, he talks about discipline yourself. I have to discipline myself on a daily basis. You guys have no idea how many times I'll see one of my favorite content creators pop up on my recommended video, and I want to spend the next hour, 3 hours, or whatever, jumping down whatever rabbit hole they're jumping in. But it'll be 7 o'clock. That means it's time for me to go to bed. I'm literally talking to you right now, and I'm getting notifications of another one of my content creator friends doing something I want to see or know about. It can wait. It can wait. And it will wait. So I prioritize disciplining myself. Would I like to have all kinds of different activities that I want to do? Sure. The reality of it is, to get to where I'm going, I need to be tunnel focused. I need to spend more time crocheting. I need to spend more time developing my skills as a content creator, educating myself on the things that happen in the YouTube studio that I don't understand. I can tell you, Michelle today better understands analytics than Michelle a month ago. I shared with Juan the Yarn Addict today that this today was the first time I had rewatched the interview that he and I did together because I was in the moment and I fangirled and I have no real recollection of what I asked, what he said, or anything. And I promise you, as the audience, Michelle, I'm sitting there going, I asked that? That was a great question. Not to be arrogant, not to pat myself on the back, but I lived in the moment. I live in every moment. Some of that comes from being in college and having a class called Be Here Now. Not focused on what you're doing on Saturday night, not focused on what you're going to get after you do XYZ. Be here now. Be connected with this conversation. Be connected with the people in the room. Be connected with what you're doing. Make sure that the steps you're taking today are leading you toward the path you want to walk on, the place you want to go, the place you want to end up. By doing that, you are going to be so much happier. And of course, he talks about cows succumbing to entropy. I don't spend a lot of time talking about cows because I'm not a cow. And this, of course, because again, there is a little squirrel that rolls around in my head. There is a song called Beat I'm a Cow. You all can go look it up. I don't have time for it, but the song cracks me up. Anyway, you are in charge. I love that. Not only are you in charge of your destiny, I think you guys have maybe heard me say before about the FU40s, because I won't say the UQ, but you know what I mean. And yes, at home without this camera, I do say that word. Anyway, there comes a point in your life when you are no longer responsible or accountable to others when they tell you, you know, you should go to school for nursing because you would make a good nurse and nurses make good money. That's not a good idea if you don't like the sight of blood, by the way. You need to pursue your passions, your hobbies. You need to live your life. I don't care if you're 5 or you're 500. This is your life. And whoever's telling you to be whatever, they have their own life, whether they have squandered it or lived it beautifully. It is their life to live for them. And guess what? They're not a professional person. They don't know how to be who they are. They're trying what works for them. If they're succeeding, they're leaning into it. If they're failing, they're pulling away from it. So don't give them your life for them to tell you what to do with it. Live your life. You need to be a rhino. Charge. Simple. He also says, elephants never forget. Don't you either. Learn the things you learn in life. If you put your hand on the stove and it burns, don't do that again. That's called dumb. We're not dumb, we are rhinos. We don't do that. We learn the lessons we see from others' mistakes. Plenty of mistakes have happened in front of me. I'm not jumping out there making those same mistakes. I've made other mistakes, plenty of them, but I don't repeat the same mistake twice if I can help it. How to be the world's happiest rhino. I think you guys know me pretty well to know that even when you've seen me have the not so great day or not so great moment, I don't spend a lot of time in that negativity or that emotional headspace. It doesn't mean what I was feeling, I don't still feel. I am the mom of a rainbow child, which means I've lost a child. I know what that feels like. It's not an easy experience. And yeah, I can get lost in that for a minute. But my gift to my child who isn't here is to live the best life that I can and give his siblings the best life I can for them and allow them to live their lives. My daughter makes decisions that I don't always agree with, but bless her, I trust her to live her life. Gave her a name. That's all. The rest is on her. My son is very much the same way. Hey, Amanda, don't worry. I think for me, it's not necessary to say I'm sorry, but I appreciate your understanding. It helped me become the mom I am to my son and appreciate who he is. Anyway, to the happiest rhinoceros. How do you like being a happy rhinoceros so far? Are you happy? I hope so. If you are not, I would recommend going back to the cow pasture because, as a rule, I'm a happy rhinoceros. Be a happy cow. Be a happy rhinoceros. The choice is yours. Everyone has a choice, you know. But it does but just because your parents might both have been cows doesn't mean you have to be one. Take a walk on the rhino side. Be really happy. I choose to be intentionally happy. Recently, a few months ago, I had to say my final goodnight to my puppy. Now, he was a dog and he was 10. And to some people, that's like, it's a dog. No, he was my soft spot. He recognized when I wasn't feeling well. In fact, at times, he alerted me to do things I needed to do to improve my health. Hey, Coley, welcome in. Good to see you, my darling. But his absence, it was a challenge and it was hard. And I still feel it and I still miss him. I still miss the moments where I might not be in the best of headspaces or I'm thinking and overthinking. And he would just jump on my bed and be like, hey, what about me? Love me. And he's not here to do that. But just because he's absent doesn't mean I don't have all those memories and all of those excitements. And rather than come to you all crying and losing it on a day to day basis, because I miss him every day, just like I miss my son, just like I miss my dad. All of the people who have gone before have lived their lives. And yeah, they missed people too. But I don't spend time crying over something I can't change and I can't fix. Sure, there are moments I break down and I lose it. And a few of you know that. You've seen me break. But most of you know the next day I'm smiling. And it's not an inauthentic smile, it's a sincere smile. I am sincerely happy because I get the opportunity to do something I haven't already done before, to breathe air that I haven't already breathed. Thank you. I love you too, Coley. Okay, Denise understands about being an overthinker. This is me. But just as I'm an overthinker, I'm a person who gets right to the point sometimes. I choose to be happy. It feels good to be a rhino. It really does. I have 2-inch thick skin. I am not bothered by the need to pivot or adjust or change because I'm still going forward. Expect a couple of rotten days, and that's real. And I think I just kind of touched on that a little bit. Not everything is going to go your way. You're not going to win every charge, but you're going to be further down the line simply by charging, setting those goals, heading towards that progress. Never lose your sense of humor. I'm telling you, even in the moments of depression or negativity or whatever, I still find things to laugh about. Hooray for inflation. Now, I didn't understand what he meant by that, so I'm going to read it to you and you can make your own decision. Thank heaven for inflation. Do you know how easy it is going to be to make your first $1 million with inflation? While all the cows are complaining about how much everything costs, you are out raking in the dough. Sure, you have to pay a little more for gas to put in your Rolls Royce, but driving it is much more enjoyable now. The price of gas is keeping all the cows off the road. There is less congestion, and you can zip down to the bank in half the time it used to take you. Now, what I took from that was the price of things are going to be the price of things. What you have to decide is how you're going to have the money to pay for those things. That does not mean take your next paycheck and run out here and buy your whole paycheck worth of big twist joints, since that's what everybody is chasing after right now. What it does mean is be smart with your money and accept that you don't set the price. You set what you're going to pay. That's a very different mindset. Perspective. Exactly, Marty. It's all about perspective. I live in a very financially taxing community. And on paper, babe, my income is paper thin. However, I set the price of what I am going to be paid. I am my own boss. I fire me every Friday, but I know I'm the best me I'm going to get. And I pick me up on Sunday and I say, girl, look, I'm sorry. Will you come back to work? And because I'm cute, I say yes to me every time. Can't help it. I'm in love with me. So there is that. Things always work out for the best. I've had setbacks. I've had situations that I didn't feel like I was winning, but in the end, I won because my mindset was correct. Now, I'm going to skip over the next thing he says because I don't agree or disagree with it, but this is not a religious channel. So, turning the page. Be an audacious rhino. Inflation sucks, but it's how you look at it. Exactly. Everything is a mental mindset. You can either look at everything as the glass is half full or the glass is half empty. It's all about how you see it. Be an audacious rhino. You are audacious. Your audacity makes you the charging rhino that you are. This is what separates you from the cows and the sheep. We like sheep. Sheep make wool. Wool is good. Cows make delicious burgers. And that's for me, not him. You are daring. You are adventurous. You are recklessly bold. You are charging, not afraid of anything rhinoceros. I'm sorry, I'm also getting notifications that someone's on my parking lot. Anyway, you have guts, you have nerve, you have a backbone. Use it. Every day you are wildly charging through the jungle and you have the time of your life. So you go for it. Audacity is essential. We as people, as individuals, when we open up our mindset to the possibility to be something, to do something, to have something, even to say something that has never been said, some people are going to be uncomfortable with that. And that's okay. Recognize that they are who they are. You said what you said and stand on it. Let that sit with your mind for a moment. You are you have the audacity to be all the things you want to be. That's amazing. I am an income generating content creator. Is it a lot of money? Not yet. Not this year. Because I need to know what I want to do with that money. The money has no job yet. So it isn't here yet. When the money has a job, the money will arrive. Rhinos have a horn. Blow your own horn. Cecilia gets me. Cecilia gets me. Here's what's funny for me. And I'm going to close this here. In fact, I'm going to put a bookmark right here. And we're going to pick this up next week because we are 49 minutes in. And I kind of want to talk to you guys and have you give me some feedback. But it's all about audacity. I'm an Aries. My birthday is next month. And I'm literally Aries first day. What you may or may not know about an Aries is Aries are rams. We have two horns. I have my horn that is the creative mindset, and I have the horn that is the business acumen that says, okay, I am the CEO of everything I do in my life. I will earn all the money. I will reap all the rewards. I will be the face and the brand of me, the CEO of my life. You have every opportunity to be all of those things as well. So, as I sit back in my chair for a moment, what do you guys have to say about what I've said so far? And yes, I'm going to take a sip of my drink. Oh, and would you like to continue with the book or would you like to abandon ship? because I'm going to finish the reading the book either way. I don't have to do it here if this isn't what you want to hear. If you'd rather hear something else, let me know. And Denise said, I have to leave, but I'm going to have a moment uh, for myself to reflect. Love you, girl. Can't wait till next time. I can't wait either. I really can't. Thank you, babe, for being here. I love you. And I'll see you next time. I'll see you in the morning because you know I got a video coming. Oop. Anyway, so what is everybody else's mindset based on what we've talked about thus far? I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to see what you guys are thinking. Michelle, I like the way you identified each horn of the ram. Repeat that, please. Okay. And please know that was off the top of my head. It just is what it is. There is me, the creative person who decided this is what I'm leaning into in my artistic frame. This is what I'm crocheting. This is what I'm doing. Then there's the business mindset. This is the person or the horn that's in charge of everything that I do financially, fundamentally, business wise, and such. Hey, Sunita, welcome in. And for me, those are two different mindsets. The artistic, creative side of me, she just wants to have fun and party. The business side of me says this needs to earn money for us. We have these amazing habits called eating. Oh, man. And I want to eat good food. Not just because I'm a girl of a particular size who must wear a crown of a particular size, but because I'm responsible for the life that I want to live. And I don't want to live a life of poverty. One horn is creative, the other is business. And I like that. Yes, they're very different horns for me. My creative horn pays for the business horn because, like I said at the beginning, nothing that I do isn't about making sure that I can take care of me and provide the life that I want to live. I don't want to be an uncomfortable person. Rarely do business and creatively roll together. They are two sides of one coin. I love that analogy, Michelle. Thank you. Thank you. You think about, we've all seen movies where there was the starving artist. In fact, in our community, and maybe you all saw it in your communities as well, there used to be these commercials for the starving artist sale, all of these beautiful paintings and creations of art that were being sold at rock bottom prices. I never knew what the rock bottom price was because we never went to those sales. We had to do things like pay bills. But that creativity, it came with a price. And they knew what they wanted to get for that price. Hopefully, it was enough to pay the artist their worth. Probably wasn't. You set the value of what you're going to do. If you're going to go to work tomorrow at ABC Widget Company and your job is to make calls to get sales, tomorrow when you sit down to your desk and instead of saying, I got to make 12 calls in order to make the money that I need to pay the bills for this week, why not say, I'm going to make 12 sales that cause me to have the base level. But then I'm going to make 12 more sales, which are going to make relationships and residual sale opportunities. See the change in mindset? See how instead of looking at it as what you have to do, you set a goal of what you want to do. And even if you don't achieve it, I bet you do better than the base minimum. Think about the times that as a kid, your parent told you, go do the dishes. And you saw the dishes as, oh my gosh, I don't want to do these dishes. So you did everything. You squirreled, you procrastinated, you washed them so slow. But if you knew that you could get those dishes done in 10 minutes and then have 45 minutes outside to hang out with your friends, wouldn't you have done the dishes faster? I know for me, doing the dishes was a chore. I hated it. Hated it. But if I could get the dishes done quickly, that was more time for me to read, which was an opportunity to escape my reality. So this is why a prolific reader, and I get excited about reading. Guys, we have about 5 minutes left. Does anyone have anything they want to share in the chat? Marty says, still hate it. No lie. Me too. That's why the kids do it. And I don't. I don't like doing it. Just saying. But here's the thing, I love to shop, I love to spend money. I can't spend money on things that don't make sense. So I get excited about shopping for the things that I need. I get excited about having money in my account to pay for the things that I need. I get excited about buying what I need at a good price and making sure that whether it's the person who brings the items to my car or I'm in the store and I get to talk to somebody that I don't already know, I make sure that I let them know they're valued, they're worthy, they're important. In their mind, they might be doing just a job to get through, but because I met them that day, for me, they're the best thing that ever happened. And that's kind of how I feel about each and every one of you. You took time out of your evening in the middle of the week to listen to me run my mouth for an entire hour. Thank you. Thank you a lot. And I love you for it. I hope it brought value to your hour. I hope it encouraged you and motivated you and maybe even inspired you. But most of all, thank you for listening to me. I hope I wasn't too crazy. We love your horn. I love showing my horn off. My horn is my crown because for those of you that don't know, rhino horns is nothing but their hair. That's all it is. It's hair. So that is my hair. And I'm glad to show it to you. I hope it inspires you to style your hair that way and charge forward. But for now, guys, I'm going to let you go. I love you. I thank you for being here. I will see you in my video tomorrow. And of course, I will see you Saturday for a live. Please know, I appreciate you, Cecilia. Please know that before I start my live at 10 a.m. Central, we are going to jump over to VJ's Crochet because she's going live at 9 Central. And I'm looking forward to spending that hour with her before I spend the hour with you. I love you. I will see you next time. Until then, good night.